Good, we are live now. I just want to resume. We don't need to record, we're live. We can go.
All right, thank you. We'll now resume our regular meeting. Next on the agenda, I'm seeking a motion to approve the April board meeting minutes, please. How about a second?
Okay.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Moving on to the financials. Any comments or questions about the financials, Aaron or John?
Okay, by me.
I didn't see any.
Okay. Seeking a motion to acknowledge the financials, please.
So moved.
How about a second?
Second.
You all in
Second.
favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. Moving on to Leanne Tinney's report, if Leanne has anything.
Couple little things, just letting you all know that we're continuing our efforts and expanding broadband and fiber to the home, to the unserved and underserved areas around the county. The good news is an in-depth look at where those areas are, really not that much. As in the southern tier region, Tioga County probably has the best coverage of any of the 8 counties in the southern tier region at this point. So good news. We are waiting to hear on the USDA RESEC grant we made on behalf of the town of Nichols with Southern Tier Network. We should know about that in June. Other good news is that the state imposed fee for construction of anything, including fiber, within a DOT right of way has been repealed. So that was called Perm 75. That has been repealed. The impact of that law just did not make sense. It was really prohibiting fiber being run, but thankfully the powers that be recognize that and have repealed that. So that fee is now gone away. So we can now build along state highways for fiber infrastructure. Also, we have an opportunity with the town of Nichols on the Connect All grant, waiting to hear back from Southern Tier Network on that. So we are continuing our work on broadband. We are responding to, we have 4 leads related to manufacturing possibilities within the county that we're trying to help out. I can't really talk about them in detail right now, but just know that we've got 4 good, strong leads on additional manufacturing, not huge, about the mid-size, 50 to 100 employees for each of these. So we're continuing to work on those, and we'll bring something forward if or when we get to that point. Last thing I wanted to talk about is with regard to the Lounsbury property, the Lounsbury Industrial Pocket project. Unfortunately, the developer that we thought we had lined up to do these 6 12,000 square foot buildings has decided they're going to stay in Tompkins County and not interested in doing this project here. So I kind of had a conversation with Jason Bellis about kind of rethinking how we might go about developing on that site. And you have here, and Christine, I did email it to you, so I don't know if you can access your email so these guys can see it. I just sent it before it came down.
Yep,
So it's a way that they can, you all have a map of it, but let's see if we can get it up there so John and Eric can see it as well. So basically what Jason said, well, what if we didn't do, these and lease out 12,000 square feet? What if we looked at doing something a little bit bigger? I checked with Megan, and she's in agreement that most of the requests we get come through are looking for between 30 and 50,000 square feet. So Jason did a layout for us if we were to build, again, kind of a phased approach, start with a 40,000 square foot building, how, what that might look like, with the same kind of idea in mind. He didn't price it out. He just kind of gave us a drawing to look at, to consider. And what I would propose is that the IDA, instead of looking at working with a developer and doing the lease thing, if the IDA were just to build manufacturing space and have that available to sell to an interested manufacturer. So the IDA would take on the build, the infrastructure and everything for 40,000, 50,000, whatever you think, square foot building. Out there on the Buck Road property with the intent of then actually selling it to a company looking to bring manufacturing to Tioga County. So you don't need any decisions on this tonight, but I wanted to kind of have a little conversation about it, see if this is something that you all think you would be interested in, and if I should take it a little bit further and start to put some numbers together, or if, you know, this really isn't something you'd be interested in pursuing.
It's fairly common for somebody, a developer to do something like this. I know.
Yeah, it's,
How
it's
often
it's
do
also
the
fairly
IDAs
common
do
that the IDAs do it. I actually own a building. It's in Berkshire that was built by the IDA in
No.
Western New York.
It wasn't really built by us. That was a long battle. Okay.
No, I mean, I got one in the pile that was built in Western New York.
All that you brought here.
It was taken down because they built it, but they didn't spec it properly for the people they were supposed to lease it to. But the concept is not a new one. You
It's
know,
from
We've done it.
Tioga.
Yeah, we've had incubators, if you will.
That you built.
That we've built them out at the corporate park. And there's an outfit in there now. They've been there 5 years, but I mean, we've had this thing 20 plus years. There was a county sponsored recycling in there for many years, and the recycling market kind of collapsed and they went out. But again, we've done it. It's a metal building, can section it off, do whatever.
You could look at either leasing it out or ultimately, you know, selling it, you know, whatever. I know. You don't want to own it, I know.
What? I mean, my personal opinion is, let's get done. Surrender.
No, I want to do something else.
What about vacant manufacturing space that's already readily available here in Tioga County, like San Mina?
No, like SCI. I
Yeah.
mean, San Mina, she's working.
Okay,
we're
so
working on it.
SCI is owned by Adam, so it's not available.
Oh,
You can do with Adam, man, about it.
well, he's parking his trucks there because they're friends.
Well, but, and then San Mina, we have 2 leads on the San Mina property. I just talked to the realtor about it today. And right now, San Mina is not budging on their 14.9 million that they're looking for that, which it's all kind of building that's leaking and falling apart and has no, you know, mechanical or electrical systems in it because they've
Took
taken them all out. So
And
I don't
isn't there a
know, so-
DEC, EPA issue with
There
the whole
is.
property?
Yep.
So let them sit on it. Wonderful. We're taxing.
But
them,
to
correct?
your point, the Victory Building has a contract on it. What else we got, Megan? Nothing.
Nothing available.
We're unavailable.
I guess so.
So when these calls come in, like I said, I've got 4. I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna do with them. Got no place to
Okay.
put them. Do you want me to go ahead and get additional information and start putting some numbers together so you get an idea what it would cost to do something like this while we're finishing up a little bit of this?
Is one of the 4, is this building size, do we know enough about any of them to know if something like this is? Why wouldn't, if we're gonna build something, why wouldn't we build it specific to somebody off that list and then sell it back to them? You know, that type of situation. Why wouldn't we do that?
So the one's
instead?
looking for 70,000 square feet, and if we built a building at 70,000 square feet, he's currently located in Athens, would like to stay in the Valley area, not crazy about coming this far east, but maybe, so we're looking in Barton and Waverly for him. But maybe, he might be interested, maybe you could talk him into coming as far as Waverly, or Ponsbury.
But we're not opposed to having.
It's not
folks
that
in
far from
Waverly either.
Athens. It really
I know,
isn't.
but figure the people that he has working for him, transportation is an issue oftentimes.
Oh,
So, you know that, right?
upset that car like that, it's gonna be ugly.
Have to walk to work.
So I don't know.
People like
Yeah,
that.
okay, we could build a bigger building. The one wants 70,000 square feet. This is 40.
Why don't we get the numbers on what it would cost to build a 40, 50, 60, or 70,000 square foot building? So we know what that looks like before we putter around with it. I'm a little bit nervous about building a building in a place that we're not sure. I mean, I was up there the other day and the reserve center is almost empty. Makes me nervous to begin with, but let's know what the numbers are. If we're going to sink a bunch of money and wait.
But
I thought the reserve center was going to get more activity than what it is. It's down to one company now up there once a month.
Eric, that's what it was always going to be. That was the point of that building, was there would be reservists coming in on the weekends. And
They were
training-
supposed to have two companies. I'm pretty good with the military. I'm just going to tell you because, you know, I happen to do that. So they were originally going to be two companies and they were two companies. Then they were going to go to battalion strength. Then they reconfigured and they never did it. Right. Like, so that's the thing. So, I mean, I understand what you're saying, but I talked to the colonel and he said that was the original expectation, what that was going to become. You know, it's a nice building. It's great. We're going to try to figure out some way to, you know, get it some more action, get something going on with it so people know about it. But I mean, if you don't have a buyer and you're going to build a building there without a buyer, I don't know how much money the IDA wants to build into that, right? Like, I mean, let's see what those numbers are. I agree with you, Leanne. I know that there's no space for people. I know I go up and down these streets looking for a place to put businesses. I get that, but how much money are you talking about IDA putting in there to start with? I mean, what's the number? What's a $40,000 build cost?
So I'll get those numbers and bring them
I
back.
mean, you can't have the discussion, right? Am I wrong? I'm like, I don't have a discussion on, but I have no idea what the numbers are.
I know, but the point tonight was to say, is this something that you're interested in my getting more information on? That was the point of tonight. This is different from what we were talking about originally. I just wanted to bring it forward and say,
Yeah.
are you interested in finding out more about doing something like this?
Well, yeah, I think as long as you have the numbers, you know what I mean? And you can see, so you see if it's realistic or not when you look at your kitty and say, okay, we can sink $5 million into this. You know what I mean? Or is it, you know, $2 million or whatever? I think that's for me. I need to know basically what those numbers look like before I can think about something. You can dream about anything.
Move forward. Get the numbers, move forward.
Okay.
You know what they are for 40, 50, 60, or 70, you can make an informed decision on what you're trying to do.
Okay.
I'd be interested in hearing this.
Sure.
To know what it costs. I mean, it may be a great idea. I just don't know.
It's in his cup.
I mean, we have the
Well, I got the-
we have the infrastructure numbers, right? We already have
Yes.
those.
He got
So I'll
into
just
the
get back.
I mean, they weren't-
To pull some other numbers together for me. He can do that pretty easily. We were just looking to have a concept to share tonight, so I'll go back and get those other numbers. The last thing is that Engelberg usually puts a spring crop on that field and it's harvested in the fall. And just want to know if that's okay for them to do that again this year. Are we all right with that?
Absolutely. Tell them to do it. Why not?
Well, we're not gonna move
We're not
that
doing
quick.
anything with it.
I mean, other than to tear down the barn.
Have at it.
Huh?
I want to do it next month.
Tear down the barn or?
No, Bill.
Oh, come on.
They're planning
You ain't
stuff.
gonna get their money out of my pocket that quick.
They need to plan stuff, Leanne. Let them do it.
Eric, he wants to build next month. Are you in?
Sure, we'll write the check afterwards. It'll be all right.
Yeah, sure. That's it, Leanne?
That's it.
Thank you so much. Moving on, Christine?
Yes, so please recall last year in the winter, we had the Price Parker residents in Hartford Mills reach out to us wanting to purchase our plot of land right alongside the railroad. Because the town's always plowing snow onto our property where they park their camper, we decided to just give them a license, allowing them to keep their camper there, but giving them no rights to the property, no rights to tell the town what they can and cannot do there. They've come back and they are reiterating their offer to purchase the land.
Interesting.
at the price of $2,500. If the board is still not agreeable, then they're asking to be allowed to put up cement pillars in front of the camper so that when they do plow the snow, there's a barrier. So they're seeking either solution at your permission.
What would be the issue with selling it to them?
Went through that.
We did. I can't
the
remember.
Outcome, but we decided not to do that.
We did.
We
And
decided,
What
I
was the
I
reason?
think it had something to do with the
Railroad.
mindset of the town
No.
with where, you know, because this is where they were sticking snow.
Oh, they were
and,
dumping all the snow right
Mhm.
there.
uh-huh,
Yes, and it was a problem.
correct.
Well, it was a problem for these people. It wasn't a problem for us. And we were accommodating to another municipality. But this guy kind of liked using our land. That's for free.
30 years.
Well, now he wants to buy it, so.
Well, I would, if you're looking for a recommendation, say you talk with the town. What does this mean for them? You know, you hate to like have to do this or put up cement pillars and the guy says, geez, you know, we're gonna be hitting those with a plow or this or that, or this really screws us up. You know, I mean, if it doesn't have any impact to them, that's another matter, but I think we ought to find out whether or not they have any issue.
If the town doesn't have an issue, you would recommend selling the property.
I mean, we don't.
So we don't have
usually-
to talk about it again
Right.
next year.
But isn't some of that on the right of way?
The railroad right away. I don't know how much you
Yeah,
can do
it
without
is.
getting RJ Corman involved in it.
That was
That's
it. It
part of
was
the deal.
active, there's
That's
still
right.
active rail there. That was
Yeah.
the issue.
Well,
That was the issue.
It was the railroad, access for the railroad, wasn't it?
It's,
I don't know.
it's a
if it's active.
complicated thing for this guy's camper, you know?
Yeah.
A lot of parties gotta be involved and a lot of things have to take place.
We sold to RJ Corman.
No, RJ Corman
Or
already.
they
is
They
part of it.
agreed
They
to
leased it.
the license.
They
Yes.
agreed to the license.
There you
Okay.
go.
And these
Or it might have been
homeowners
Steve
have,
May
a-
agreed to the license.
these homeowners are intending to sit down with the town and the highway department, the town and the town highway in the fall to discuss this. And this is just the homeowner looking to have more assurance that they can protect their camper from being in their plot. from-
Well, he could say, you know, he brought it
Snow
forward
damage.
to the IDA and he's getting more information from the municipality.
We could be pretty nasty if we wanted to.
I mean-
Move your damn camper.
I
I
know,
mean,
it's always about that camper. It's been about that camper for 2 years.
Pay the taxes on it.
So if you're not willing to do any of that, I'll be glad to go back and tell them that or whatever you want to say.
I would say, if he talks to the town and town gets a hold of us,
Right,
and the town's okay with it.
there you go.
but the town needs to contact us.
Okay.
He
And you
needs to
would
tell, he needs to talk to
then,
them.
you would then allow the.
We may
cement
consider
pillars.
I would say.
We'll think about it at that.
May.
Right.
We
May.
We'll
may
consider
consider.
it, okay. And we will not consider selling clearly then, okay. Thanks,
Well, we
Mary.
can't.
Well, not right
A portion
now.
of it that's
Right,
railway,
okay,
we can't.
okay. Perfect, thank you very much.
There's your out. You can't sell.
We can't sell it. We'll consider cement barriers if the town is agreeable and. by the
Next
letters.
time, if this comes back again, we need a picture.
Oh, I'm certain it's going
We
to.
had one.
We did
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a picture. I remember
Right.
pictures.
Yeah, I know.
I'm
Well,
absolutely
I have,
certain.
my mind doesn't remember all those
It's not
things.
the last you're gonna hear this.
Well, there's pictures
Now
on
the
this,
truth comes out.
there's pictures on this request letter, but I could not find the original map I made for you guys.
Yeah, I know where it's at. I just,
I mean, I do have pictures here. in
This
that
guy's a high
letter.
maintenance guy,
Yeah.
you
Here
know,
is-
for a little camper
yeah,
trailer.
this has been going on, well,
I
it used
just
to
bought a
be,
little 20-foot thing.
Used to
I
be
run it,
cars.
Park it
I
too.
think, you know, another 10 hours of work on this, I can have this
yeah, you-
wrapped up.
So this,
You're gonna have to get more
I
than
think you need more than
2,500 bucks.
Same property.
I didn't put that together.
okay,
Yeah,
so
the
this
same
is
guy
what we're
with the
talking
car.
about right here. right
Yeah,
next to the
thank
railroad.
God.
Where they park their
Would you-
camper is exactly far enough
They used
away.
to keep their-
Which car?
he used to-
Parker, you said used cars on there.
All right, next.
He sold cars on it,
Yes.
and it was on our property.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't put that together.
Can we talk about barn and silos?
Yes, we may, thank you.
Let's go. I'm gonna go
Okay,
home.
proposal,
Thank
proposal
you.
prices. Can everybody see this little sheet of prices, John, Eric? Okay,
Yeah.
so Keystone and O'Rourke provided both estimated, which they believe to be accurate, and then a not to exceed in the case that they discover things that require additional sampling by law. The estimated figures are what they actually anticipate it to cost, and the not to exceed is, covering any unforeseen additionals. So Keystone's estimated price came in the lowest. And you can see, where we're at here with our two contenders, I guess. So I'm seeking a board of approval to award this testing to one of the companies.
The not to exceed number I think it's kind of more important to me at this point, whenever you're playing with asbestos, right?
You know, they
Then
find
let's
it,
go with O'Rourke.
they find it in window glazing, old barn window glazing,
Yeah.
they find it in roof coatings. You name it, I've had it.
It's everywhere.
Well, so this is just a testing to see if it's there,
Correct.
Yeah,
and then we're talking about the removal.
well, yeah,
Yes, it'll impact how we
so each
proceed
item
from there.
that they have to test costs you money.
I would go with O'Rourke, because you know that Keystone's gonna eventually come in at close to 43.84.
Well,
Probably.
you don't know that, but
Well,
He did state that he believes it to be near the estimated, but that's just me repeating, his, what he shared to me.
you're talking 300.
This is an interesting one for bids. I mean, the question is, do we look at the NTE as the low bid? Or do we look at the estimated as the low bid? Joe, I'd go to you on that. I know what Jim Gregory would say to me.
I'll be frank, Eric, I don't know the answer because I've never seen it priced.
I haven't either.
I
And how this.
I think you could justify either one.
yes. You could.
I mean, if you look at Delta and Labella, and I know both of those guys, their bid is their bid, right? It's the NT, that's the bid. I don't know these other two companies. And that's why I would think the NTE would actually kind of be the actual bid.
O'Rourke is local.
Yeah, he's in Owego.
Yeah, O'Rourke's a Tioga County company that,
I would lean towards that, be honest with you. My personal opinion.
On that,
Let's go with O'Rourke.
Motion made.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
We have a second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Fill in whoever
Thank
you
you,
want.
Kevin.
I second there, Megan.
Okay,
All right, that was easy.
what else you got?
something lovely to share with you all. See the screen, John, here? Well, you've seen it already. So it's here.
Don't show this. I look like Porky Pig in this thing.
No, you don't.
Eric,
Oh my God, I ate a salad that afternoon after watching this movie.
How much did you pay to get in the movie?
You see me in it, you'll know it's for free.
no, you don't. Wondering where it was.
You're in makeup.
What is in the cup he's got?
That well.
One of the core beliefs of Team Tioga is you can't do it alone. And if we learned anything from Mr. Doherty, we learned the importance of partnerships and collaborations. We act as the catalyst and a resource to whatever entity it is out there, whether it's a for-profit and not-for-profit, municipality, whatever it may be, we are the hub or the resource for bringing these parties together. As a result of that, we've been able to bring forward many projects that had we not had that relationship already in place, we wouldn't even known that they were trying to accomplish something. We wouldn't have known how can we help, what can we connect them with that might make that project come to be. And I think we have a great example of that in the village of Owego. Within a 4-block area, we can show many partnerships and collaborations, such as Owego Appalachian School District partnering with the Hooker Foundation and the Land Bank for the school project of taking a house and having students rehab it.
We are currently working on a pretty innovative partnership with the Owego Appalachian School District. The Land Bank, we're going to be purchasing a single family home in the village, and then the students are going to come in and fully renovate the house.
We talked to Team Tioga about the idea of working on a house several years ago, and then we're kind of able to make things work together so that we'd be able to rehab a house in town with our students. And we're working with Team Tioga with Owego Appalachian students with a funding source that came from, the Floyd Hooker Foundation, from like the Tioga County funding source. So it's all kind of homegrown to try to keep things here. And for our students, we're trying to teach them that the job opportunities can be here. The life can be here, that raising your family in a quiet, nice community, beautiful backdrop, all those things are here. Programs like this give them a home, not somewhere to live, but this is somewhere where they come and they feel comfortable and they show up. And so that home doesn't have to look like a classroom. It can look like a house that gets remodeled on Liberty Street. So I think highlighting those things is pretty awesome when you can do it here. These kids it's a different level of scholar, one that has a little bit of dirt under the fingernails.
We can't do it on our own. It's not a one-woman show. It's not a one-agency show. We can't just sit on our own island and say, yes, I'm going to build a loan and I'm going to change the world. I'm going to, save Tioga County. It's this big group effort, really, to work towards that same goal of creating stronger Tioga County as a whole.
We've done a lot of work with Team Tioga. I mean, we've done everything from working on creating a park down on the river on a closed off road in the village. But we don't have the access as a school to do it ourselves, right? The village doesn't have the oomph right now to do it themselves. But with the village, the school, and now Team Tioga working on it to get the grants, we figure if we can raise $20,000, we can build the land. We also have a wonderful trails and park system in our little village and surrounding community. So this is part of bringing them there, introduce them to the trail system, and then we have a wonderful park up in the Waverly Glen area, which ties into the Two Rivers State Park system. A lot of times schools stand by themselves, and most of my career, that's the way it's been. The school stands here, the community's over here, county government's over here, but it's a silo. The school takes care of itself, and you have to figure it out. That's not the way we're operating in Tioga County right now. It's really unique that we're working with each other to get out of our silos. That's small town America. I think we forgot about it sometimes, right? Like, instead of complaining about each other, because we're all different. There's things I don't like about things that happen in Tioga County. Absolutely. And there's things they probably don't like about what happens in the village of Waverly. That's okay. We can have that discussion, and then we can move on and build stuff. Right? That's what it's all about. Let's get better.
There's so much that goes into this, and without Team Tioga, it would never happen. We're already seeing some transition. You've seen the Coburn Free Library and the transition there, and the beautification that's happened to something that's been around since I was a kid here going to the library. You look at the Main Street projects, that Alan Briggs building and George Awad building, and the transition that happened there. I mean, if you look at before and after photos of both those properties, what a difference. It's like a billboard coming into town. You look at that now, and you can see them popping coming across the bridge. Bringing these row buildings back to life has been something that has become kind of a passion for me. We've done a number of projects, and whether it be Ike and Julie Lovelace throughout multiple properties in Owego, or Deb Twig and the Restore New York project, George A. Watt and Alan Briggs and Owego and Raleigh, Philbin and Waverly. I mean, a lot of these buildings that these leaders throughout the community have brought back to life. I mean, it's a ride every time. All these rural buildings tell a story longer than any of us have been around here, and it's great for people to have that local interest, have that passion, and tell that story.
Not many people can say that they've lived in an 1860s saddle shop or turned it into a modern loft. And that's what we decided to do here. Take something that was falling apart and rebuild it and hopefully preserve it for generations to come. Me personally and at the town level, we've had nothing but good things to say about the opportunities to work with Team Tioga. Firsthand, you can drive down the street and see the impacts that Team Tioga has had on the community. The village of Waverly is looking towards the future, and they want people to invest. And when people invest, everything rises to the top.
One thing that makes me extremely excited for the future is the possibility of remote work transforming rural areas like Candor. There is a lot of opportunity to go, whether you're working remotely or not, and live in a small town, something that when I brought my in-laws from Brazil, they said it's like the movies, which I never considered. I never thought Candor was, picturesque, but it is. It really is. When you look at it with a fresh perspective, this county is gorgeous. I think that if more young people like me can recognize the value of living here and we just do it, it'll happen. Just, you have to have some brave people willing to take that first initial step, that first investment. And it often does come from people who live here. And I'm so excited to see where it goes.
I love it here. I love it here. And to be able to drive around the county and see housing, 93 new units over on the south side of Owego, or to see a wonderful mural project in the village of Waverly, but to drive around the county and see what we're able to help bring together is immensely satisfying. I would just like to say thank you to not only Team Tioga, but to all of our partners, everybody that we have worked with over the years. There's so much good out there that we need to recognize that and acknowledge it and keep doing more.
It was nice that you dedicated it to Ron.
Yeah, Ron and Kate.
Awful skinny in that video, John. I want to know what angle they shot. That camera guy next time.
Serious.
You could have spent time in hair or makeup.
Yeah. I don't know. No, don't have to worry about the hair, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh man, that was nicely done. Anybody who didn't make the breakfast, it was very nice. Good group of people, and well done by Leanne and Christine team to get that together. That was good morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was good. I'm glad it was last week and not this week where I'm trapped.
Yeah,
Yeah, just you and the butterflies.
Eric's already busting my chops for that. I'm in my COVID classroom, which is not, there is no safe spot when you've got young kids in the house.
So 3 years ago, we requested a 3-year audit proposal from 3 or 4 companies. I know I was able to find our old minutes. I wasn't able to find our old proposals, but 3 years ago, Enciro was by far the lowest figure, other proposals, as I recall, were $1,400. 12.
14,000.
Yeah, thank you. I do that every time. Thousands, hundreds, 14,000, the 1250 range, thereabouts. And so we chose Zero. They've done an excellent, efficient job. I love how quickly they come in and out. They're great, especially compared to the firm we had my first year. So I requested they provide another 3-year proposal. These are the prices they've come in with, and I'm seeking permission to select them, just given their excellent service and efficiency and that their familiarity with us. They've confirmed they're capable of switching lead auditor every 5 years per the ABO requirement. So if you'd like, I can gather additional proposals.
Do we need 3?
Not
Professional
for accountants.
services.
Professional service, so I don't think we need it, do we, Joe?
No.
And Suro does most of the school districts around here. They do a nice job. I've always been happy with them.
Stick with them.
I'm fine with that.
Yes,
Great, thanks very much.
Well, I think we need a motion on that.
Okay.
I'll make that motion.
how about a second? All in favor? Opposed?
Aye.
Onward, sharing with the board, the loan committee reviewed a loan request for Vitality Aesthetics and Wellness and recommends denial. So I'm seeking a formal board vote to support that decision, please.
Do we need it?
No.
You really
We
don't,
don't? Okay,
because
Great,
no one's moving it,
okay,
you know. it's,
It already went through the.
We don't
loan.
have a recommendation
To
from
move forward.
okay, thanks very much. Fantastic.
I don't know.
Sales tax exemptions are all within allowable limits, and we are still waiting on an outcome for the Richwood Railroad grant application. And that's all for regular.
We still have to vote on Sunset Valley Solar.
Yes, thank
Do you
you.
want to bring that forward or?
Yes, I'm-
Exactly what the recommendation was, please.
Yes, I'm seeking a motion to approve approve this resolution here. Accepting an application from Sunny's Valley Solar for a pilot application on Montrose Turnpike. Permission to set a public hearing with respect thereto.
Second, please.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you.
I know you were sandbagging there.
Thanks very much.
What else do we have? That's it?
That's it.
Any other comments, questions, discussion? If not, I will seek a motion to adjourn.
can't vote.
You can move.
I was gonna make the motion.
Actually.
Not in your purview.
You can't do that.